Hi all and welcome back to Nick Morel and Nick Morel Abstracts, and tonight I'm just going to run through another swipe. A customer's wanted this one. They liked the 22 by 18 with a silver background with the autumnal swipes. So they wanted a larger one, and this one is 40 by 16, so quite a large canvas. The last one I filled in hyperlapse, so it was quite a fast moving, didn't explain anything. So I thought as I was doing this for a client, I'd run through this one again. So products using tonight. Obviously, I've already prepped the canvas. It's quite a boring process. You've seen me do this before. So it's a 50-50 mix with the liquid pouring medium, Liquid X, and a 50-50 1-to-1. Did add a little bit of water this. Doesn't matter if it's quite runny. You want this quite a runny mix, like a runny honey really. It just helps with the swipe technique. Not too thick on this one, otherwise it just everything drags. So with the swipe method, I'll just keep everything a bit more, not as thick as I normally would. The paper towel method, otherwise it just drags paint off too much. So quite a liquid mix. Products we'll be using tonight. So we've got, obviously you've seen the 351, the PBO range, high velocity, 351 metallic silver, and that's what we've got on the base. So we've spread it out with my palette knife, and then we're literally tilted it, poured it, to try and get a nice even smooth coat. Again, not too worried about the edges on these ones. This one will be going into framing as well. Pretty much 90% of my work now goes into frames. Just makes a nice, more contemporary, professional, more sellable piece of art. So the framer lady just takes it off the canvas, takes it off the wooden board. She sticks it onto, I think it's framer's board she calls it, and she just frames as she would like a picture, photograph, and then glazes it up with invisible glass. As you've probably seen on some of my work, just creates a stunning piece. So we're going to try and create this one similar. So no oils in any of the paints. They do tend to lace up this because of the thinner the paint. We're going to be using the gold tonight, which is a 350, the rich iridescent gold, the high velocity. So it's quite a bold gold, this one. Can be overpowering if you use too much. We've got the 355 iridescent copper, and I tend to use this metallic as my brown basically. We'll also be adding a bit of pearl white, the Daler Rowney pearl white. I quite like this one, just to create different tones. Again, we'll have a bit of 41 if needed, the opaque, which I may add just on the edges to pull through, trying to get a lighter effect towards the edges. And so the Mars Black. So that's the products tonight. And this will be the paper towel method, the wet paper towel method. And again, I've cut my paper towels to different lengths, this being the larger one. This is quite a tough kitchen roll, this one. I tend to go for the better quality kitchen towels. It's more tougher and it holds the water. And there we go. So that's the ones we're going to use tonight. And I've cut different sizes as well. I've got my paints already mixed up. I pour them into the little cups tonight. I just find it easier to control. So we're going to try and go for the centre. It's quite tricky, this one, quite a large canvas. So just run it off first. So half is about here and here. So run off first. And you have to walk this one across. It's quite tricky. It's fine. Now I want the black pulling through the copper, then the gold, then the white. So the copper next. Again, run off. Just try and lay that. Doesn't matter if it overflaps a bit. It's a gold. Now I want the gold on top of that, and that way we're going to swipe through, hopefully bring the gold through the coppers into the whites and through to the silvers. There's your edge, which iridescent. Another bit of pearl on top of that. Almost like a grey-white, this pearl effect. Just contrasts well with the silvers. And then we're going to repeat that underneath. So some copper. Followed by your gold. So don't worry, you splattered some in there, but we're going to swipe through that, doesn't matter. Don't worry about that, covering up with silver. And now your pearl. Now this one, I don't mind if it's a bit lighter, like a reflection. I don't mind if it's lighter this way and darker on the top. Let's add a little bit more black into the middle. Sinking a bit now. So if it sinks, just add a bit more. So the 41, I might just mix a bit of 41 just into the bottom with the pearl, but I'm not going to add the white on the top. So quite a lot of gold there. And so these swipe methods, you don't need too much paint. I think that's going to be we can always add some more and do a second swipe, but it's not that wide a canvas. So we just spray with the water, and we're looking to get the bottom edge of that. Now we want to try and pick this black up. So lay it in the black. So just take your time. And let it suck up a bit of paint. And drag through. Pulling up towards the edge. You can use the same piece again. Again, just let it suck up some paint. Drag through. That's nicer, because we've got some light, as I wanted it there, lighter towards the edge. I'll discard that bit of paper, just use a fresh piece. So wet. Just try and drop that into the black. Pick up some of the black. Drag through and just lightly pull away towards the top. Again, then lay it in. Let it suck some paint up and pull through. Now a bit lighter towards the edges. Just missed some there. We're going to have to go over that again, but that's fine. We can swipe over that, it's no problem. Sometimes the tissue curls up. Just swipe through that one again. just to pick up them missed pieces. That's fine. And just a piece down the bottom as well. Just going to turn that over. Just drag through. And it's got that bit there, that's fine. As you can see, as I wanted, a darker edge, getting a lot lighter towards the bottom. We'll go again. So wet your bottom of your paper. Again, try and just pick a bit of that black up, as we want the darker at the top, and pull through. Perfect. And then wrap it. Try and pick them golds up. So let it suck the paper. Pull through. And so with a nice light effect on the edges. So as you can see, it's all selling up, or lacing up. There's no oil in these paints. So don't worry what it looks like at first. You'll see some natural cells popping. And the last one. So pick the black up. Drag through. Perfect. And then lighter effect towards the bottom. Perfect. We've got a natural sort of wave there. I'll just go over that one slightly there with a smaller one. Just a bit at the bottom there, just missed. So nice and lightly over the edge, and it's got that bottom bit there, perfect. And so the different tones of golds, your coppers. Quite like this broken line here. But so you can go in with a second swipe if you'd like. I'm just going to like to see what happens with this one. I like the natural selling here. We will torch. And the different tones we've got there. So it's a lot darker on the edge there. And that's a simple effect. So the autumnal look really. With the blacks, the copper and the gold starting to lace through, and with the silver background just lightens up, and that's the effect I wanted. I really wanted it. I don't know if you can see that. I'll just try and tilt it up for you. The effect we wanted was that perfect. Lighter towards the bottom as a reflection would, and darker. I'm just going to torch through that now. Got some lovely natural cells coming here. And again, it's all going to sell up. They're starting to come here. Obviously they've come here early. This is when we first did the first swipe. Like I say, you can either go through with some more colours here and just try and break that up. But these, I just quite like, these are more natural. A natural line, and say this will move as it dries. And say don't worry about the edges, I'm not too worried about the edges on this one. And then with the metallic silvers, it goes quite sort of see-through on the edges anyway, so you probably would want to touch that up once you're finished. But as you can see here, just tilt that again a little bit for you. It's a great effect. And so this one's just going to sell up even more, as you can see. There's some great tones in that. So I'll put a picture up this one once it's dried, and hopefully we'll move on to something different. Done quite a few ghost pours over the last couple of weeks. Really enjoying this method. It's quite easy to do, as long as you get your mixers right. So as with the other pours I do, the puddle pours, the ring pours, I have my paints a lot thicker, whereas this method you have to have a lot thinner paints to get that ghosting look and to create them cells, lacing. But it's quite nice with the silver background. So you lose quite a lot of the silver, but once it dries, this will all sparkle with all the gold. All the only one, obviously, got the white and the Mars black. The rest is metallic, so it's going to really sparkle. And when you high gloss them and get them framed up, and with the invisible glass that Finn Valley Framing use, makes a massive, massive, stunning piece. Like I said before, this is almost like an abstract and like a reflection pour or ghost pour, but it creates a interesting look. And so this is going to change up all the time, as you can see here now. It's all changing here and lots of movement here. All the time, just moving all the time and changing. So we'll take you in for a close-up of that one. As you can see, lovely effect with the different tones. I think my customer will be happy with that once it's all glossed up. So it was the same method, but everyone comes out different. And that's a unique thing about art. So same method, same colours, same swiping technique, but every painting's different, but on the same theme. I was just quite pleased with that one, as it's lighter down the bottom and darker at the top in areas. It gives you like that reflection. There's the lacing coming in. Do you see that? And over here, through the blacks and the coppers and the golds. Okay, so we'll call that one finished, and we'll see how it dries. And so it's going to be more interesting. I just don't fiddle with it too much. It will just create a stunning piece on its own now. Okay, so thanks, and please check out my YouTube channel. It's Nick Moreau Abstracts. Please subscribe, lots more tutorials coming on some different stuff. And please hit that notification bell, and when a new one comes up, you'll be the first to see it. So relatively new, my channel. We've only been running a few months, but now I think we're at 1,100 subscribers now. That's amazing. Just to share the work and help you with your techniques. Okay, so we'll say goodbye from now.